welcome to the Elements of Improv. I'm Andy.
I'm Karen.
And we are Defiant Monkey Improv, bringing you another in a series of short videos about the elements of improv to help you take your performances to the next level. Today we're going to be talking about
This
mime.
little kitten.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, yes, it is
Yeah.
so cute.
We've got a video to do though, if you could get rid of that.
Ow! Oh, she bit me.
Well, yes, we're going to be talking about how to do convincing mime.
Were you convinced?
Yes. Wow. That's an example we use when we're showing people the power of mime, because when she does that with a group of people, they are horrified.
Absolutely horrified.
They go,
Ah!
yes. So this helps illustrate the way that mime helps create the hypnosis in a show. It helps you create your character, enhance your character, and it helps you create and enhance the environment that you are creating in your scene.
One thing you should be careful of is using props in place of mime. I see people all the time who want to do this. It's like, I need a wallet, so I'm going to pull out my actual wallet or my actual cell phone or take off my actual shoe and have my actual stinky foot out. Now, occasionally, I guess it can be amusing for that, but usually you'd rather use it mimed, because if everything else is mimed and suddenly you have a real prop and people are trying to handle it, and now you got to take it back, even though normally like the wallet would go somewhere else, but then you've got your credit cards and your money's in your actual wallet. Now it becomes about the physical prop instead of about whatever your scene was. Plus, if you use an object that is not what it is, it really messes with people. I used to teach public speaking at a college, and we would do the exercise scene in 4 frames. That is silent, like comic panel frames, and they'd get 4 to tell the story. And every year I'd divide the class up, and they'd have to come up with their story and show it in their 4 panels. So we'd close our eyes and we'd open and we'd look at a panel for a few seconds, and then they say, close your eyes, and we close, and they reset for the second panel to tell their story. Well, there's one group of 3 girls. I tell every subsequent semester, I would tell them this story. 3 girls, they wanted to do this scene, and the one girl had her lollipop. She's like, can I use this? And I'm like, well, I really would rather you didn't. I mean, do what you feel is best, but just use people's imaginations. Well, she ended up using it. So in the first frame, it was her standing, holding her lollipop, and 2 girls kneeling on the floor, clearly little kids, and looking up at her. We close our eyes, and the next frame, she's like this. And one of the girls is gone. And the other girl looks horrified. And then in the next frame, this, and the next girl is gone. Now we're looking on horrified. And she's holding her lollipop every time and pointing at the girls. And last one, she's just got it and is sitting there. And at the end of these, I'd ask the rest of the class, what did you see? Everybody was like, I saw an abduction. She was abducting children. And she's just like, what? I was a magician doing a magic act, and I made them disappear. But to us, you were waving a lollipop at children. I could see a white van parked behind her because that was my imagination. So it would have been much better to ditch it and just let us use our imaginations, which is so much better than, that we can imagine with nothing there, better than trying to reimagine what is actually there, and if it's not the right thing. So use their imaginations when you're using your mind.
Yeah, and it also, if you suddenly bring out a prop when you haven't used props before, it jolts you out of that hypnosis that you've been trying to create. You've been miming everything up until then, and suddenly there's the wallet or the cell phone and the shoe. And people are like, well, why are they using this and they didn't before?
Yeah.
No.
So there are basics to mime that you may have heard that you want to, I'm sure you've heard if you've been doing this for a while. If you're a beginner, maybe you haven't heard. But it's always good to remember these things. And this is a great area to improve because, like Andy said, it helps you create this hypnosis. So the better your mime is, the more into it your audience will be. So some of the things are take your time, especially if you don't have time limits. Some groups have time limits, but even then, you can still take enough time to do it crisp and clear. Be specific. This one was one of mine because I can feel it when in my head I am not clear enough. And I hate it. And I'm like, I really should have clarified this. I have to carry something on and I have this vague carrying thing. But if I knew it was a toolbox, I'd know how heavy it is. I'd know it was metal. I know it would clink when it hit the ground, and I know how to open it, and I know what was inside. So if I was more clear with myself, it would make it so much easier.
And I think a lot of times that comes from the unconscious thought process. Well, I'm not going to need this thing long. I'm just bringing something on stage inside of it.
Yeah.
So why bother?
Well, you should.
Yeah.
Because without thinking of what it is, it bugs me. It makes me uncomfortable. Then if I'm not clear with it, how is anybody else supposed to understand what it is? Or if I have a vague notion that it's a toolbox, but I don't make it clear, and he picks it up as like a satchel, like somebody's macrame purse, because I wasn't clear enough, now I get brain freeze because I'm like, I thought it was this, and now he's made it this, and was I clear? No, and now I'm done.
And related to that, the specificity is to, if you have a prop, let's say a glass, and you set it down, remember where you set it.
Yeah.
Also, remember where other people have set things or created things. If someone creates a table or a chair or a lamp or a door, whatever, remember where those things are so you don't end up walking through a table. And we've all done it and seen it done at one point or another.
Yeah.
But the audience picks up on that.
Because they're watching the whole time.
Yeah, you're building that environment inside their heads. They're imagining it. And if you suddenly walk through a sofa or a table, they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It throws everything off then.
Yeah. And it's not always easy. I know this, so just practice paying attention, because sometimes you're off stage and you look away for a second and then, oh no, I missed. He came in through a door and I don't know where it is.
Also, if you're, let's say you're carrying that glass and you come in and the phone rings and suddenly you go, oh, I'll get that. You have just dropped your glass on the floor and spilled the contents all over someone's carpet.
It's annoying. Oh, I dropped mine too.
Yeah. Oh.
So
man. Don't. Well, we on our
but
notes
you don't
we
have
wrote.
to say
All
it.
right, I won't. But
don't drop your stuff.
Yeah.
If you ever watch Stephen Colbert, when he's doing, especially like his opening monologues, and he mimes something, I got a pipe. He will always pass it off screen. Always a glass, off it goes off screen, so he set it down without having to do a whole mime
he
thing.
is Second City trained.
He's paying attention to his mime, so why not watch it?
All of these go into making your mime clear and respecting that mime. You took the time to do it, to create it, make it solid, make it permanent, object permanence.
Yeah. And you don't have to create a whole lot. No, a little
Make
touch.
it easy on yourself.
Yeah, a little touch here and there, and the audience uses their imagination and fills in the rest. So if you are creating a thing, you give the highlights, whatever you need at the moment. You don't have to create everything. Do that. Next time we will have a more intense an improvise.
Yeah, it's going to be an improvise with some exercises to help you work on that mime.
But in the meantime,
Homework.
Yeah. Think about how you hold things and use things, because we've seen an awful lot of mime if someone has a drink, and you also pick them up from somewhere too. Just don't make your drinks appear in midair. I've seen people drink like this with their thumb on their mouth.
Yeah.
You don't drink that way.
What am I holding?
a thumb and a finger.
Yeah, because that's not how you hold a gun.
No. And I've seen it in places where it's okay, but it's not really how you hold a gun. And this is definitely not how you hold a phone.
No. So pay
It's
attention.
how you hug an A&W root beer.
Yeah, okay. Pay attention to how you use things around the house when you're sweeping the floor, answering the phone, whatever.
Holding your gun.
Yeah, what?
Whatever.
Yes.
Pay attention to how you do it.
And that'll make you ready for the exercises that will be coming in the next episode of the Elements of Improv. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Andy.
I'm Karen.
We are Defiant Monkey Improv. If you have any more tips on mime, put them down in the comment section. We would love to see them. And,
keep going.
Oh, dear. That's such a shame. I'm going to have to do the next episode myself.
No.
Also, please like and subscribe. We will also be putting up information on how you can throw us a tip if you'd like to support us so we can continue making these videos. If not, that's fine too. We do it simply for your own edification. We look forward to seeing you next time on Elephants of Improv. And yes, okay. Thank you so much for watching. Happy improvising.